Hey guys, Milma here with another Xcode tutorial, and in this Xcode tutorial I will be teaching you how to change the images in a UITableView and the cell images from a server. Now if you remember back to one of the last tutorials in this series, which by the way if you haven't seen you should go check it out here, otherwise you might be a bit lost in this tutorial. But yes, if you remember back, you'll remember that we added new cells to the table view. Sorry about this Dropbox stuff, try and ignore it. My colleague's going on a spree. Okay, so yeah, if you remember back, we added new cells with new information via the server, and we didn't need to update our app through the App Store. If we found a new information, we could just update it straight away. The only problem is, it all had the same image. Every single dog, if you're talking about my mock-up project here, every single dog had the same image, which is a bit of a problem. So that's what I'm going to teach you how to do today. So if we go to the project here, which by the way, I hope you like the new font I've chosen, the font size. As you can see, it's a lot bigger. Hopefully you'll be able to see a lot more without me having to zoom in and out all the time. So I hope that's a lot better. But if you remember back, we populated our dog array with our plist from our server or website. And there you go. Now, we need to change the images. So to do that, we need to change our plist so it points to a URL instead of an image in our project. Because we want the images to be able to change without having to update the project anymore via the iTunes store. The App Store. So to do that, we're going to have to upload images to our server. Now I've uploaded 2 images to my server. If I just go, you'll see I've uploaded a Skyrim logo that I've made using IceFlow Studios' tutorials. Follow him on YouTube. Go to his website, iceflowstudios.com. He does loads of tutorials like this. I've made it a lot smaller, as you can see. It's Skyrim logo small. Because it was very big and it would take ages to download to the app. So yeah, I've got that, and I've also have our dog image, as you can see here. Now they're uploaded to my server, as you can see. So what we need to do is grab these URLs. So I'm going to grab that one, Command C, and go to our plist, which I have saved here. Here's my plist. And we need to open that up. And what we need to do, we need to change the image keys to the new URLs. So I want to have the first one load the Skyrim PNG, so I'm going to paste that in there. Now notice, if you have a space in your URL, it will put a %20 there instead of the space. Don't worry, it will still work, but make sure you remember, if you're typing it out manually, to put the %20 instead of a space. The rest of them I'm just going to have as my dog PNG, so I'm going to paste that in there, delete Skyrim and just put dog, and then copy that one and put that here and here. So now we have all our images in. We now need to tell the code to load the image from a URL rather than loading it from the app. So to do that, we're going to have to go down to our where is it? cellForRowAtIndexPath, and in this bit here where we tell the imageView, the cell imageView to load the image key, we need to now tell it to load a URL and convert that URL into data and then put that in the image. So I'll type all that out up here and I'll comment this out so you don't get confused, and I'll type all that up here and I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, I'm back, and as you can see, I've made a URL here, and this URL is initWithString, and then it links to the image key in our plist. And as we know, the plist key image is now a URL. So first we're going to get our URL and store it in a URL. Then we're going to convert our URL into some data, a form of NSData, as you can see here, initWithContentsOfURL URL, and then we're going to set the image view of the cell to be our URL data. So let me just go through that again. First, we set our NSURL. We get our URL from our plist and store it as a URL. We then convert that URL into NSData, and we then pass that as a UIImage into our cellImageView. Bear in mind, all of these are auto-release. If you're using ARC with the new with the new Xcode 4.2, then this will give you an error. So just delete this and the bracket following it, and you'll be fine. So that's that image sorted. And remember, we have one more image, and this image is in our pet's detailViewController.m. Now, previously we just set it to the petImageString. Now, as we know, our image string is now a URL. So we need to do the same thing we did in the table view here. So I'll type all that out and I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, I'm back, and as you can see, I've done the exact same thing. We've gone NSURL here, and instead of initWithThe this time, it's now init with the petImageString. Because remember, the petImageString is set by the image key in the table view when it gets pushed. Again, these are auto-release, so just delete the auto-release in the bracket and you shouldn't get no errors if you're using ARC. If you're not using ARC, put auto-release because it'll give you memory warnings otherwise, so make sure you auto-release. Or release later on in your project, but auto-release is always safe. And then again, we convert that into data, and then we put that into the pet image on the screen. So now all I need to do is upload my, there's the simulator there, upload my dogdata.plist, the one that's now been modified to the server. So I'll do that and I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, I'm back and I've uploaded my thing to the server. And whilst this thing's building here, I just want to prove to you that it is downloading from the server. Because if you look in my resources or all my folders here, you'll see there is no Skyrim logo. That is all from the server. So we'll click dog here, and you can see it takes its time. It takes quite a long time to download all these images, which is what I'm going to do in my next tutorial. But as you can see, it works. We have our Skyrim logo here, and the rest are the pug. So you can see dog 1, and it will load, as you can see, a pretty dodgy Skyrim logo there. All squished and distorted, but as you can see, it works. We can go back, we can load our pug here, and these ones don't work because it's now not looking at the resources, so we need to upload those images to the server as well. But as you can see, the rest works. We can click on dog 1 here. Now, as you can probably tell, this is going really slowly. Look how long it takes for it to push the view. And now it's pushed it, and that is because it's downloading all of these images from the server. So in my next tutorial, I'm going to be teaching how to put a little loading screen there so that the user knows it's loading from the internet rather than just, crashing. So it is doing stuff. So that's what's going to be in the next tutorial, which you can find, if I move all my windows out of the way, which you can find here, how to create a loading screen whilst it's downloading the information. So I hope that was an okay tutorial. I know it's slightly long, but this was an important tutorial. So I hope you can now go away and add all the images to your app. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, either post them in the, obviously the comment section of the video, or hit me on Twitter, mention me on Twitter at FailcakeApps, and I'll try and reply as best I can. So again, thanks for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.